Barely a month after President Bola Tinubu forwarded a budget size of 1.43 trillion naira for Rivers State to the National Assembly, the sole administrator, Ibok Ibas, was at the Senate to defend the details of the state's expenditure. What Ibas presented was, however, 365 billion naira higher than the total expenditure sent by Tinubu in May, jacking the figures to 1.848 trillion naira.
After receipt of the additional information on the first quarter expenditure, the review projected expenditure for 2025 is 1.846 trillion naira.
Ibas said the upward review was as a result of increased revenue inflow, which stood at 415 billion naira as of May, away from a projected figure of 383 billion naira. He explained that the revised version contains new items that were not captured at the time the budget was sent to the president. According to him, some state officials simply refused to provide him vital information.
However, the budget proposal presents an integrated framework to strengthen revenue mobilization, accelerate infrastructure delivery, enhance human capital, and promote inclusive economic growth.
The budget clearly emphasizes the return of all the suspended elected officials of the state with budgetary allocations to cover their spendings. In his remark, Chairman of the Senate Committee, Opeyemi Bamidele, confirms the hike, explaining that it is to drive massive infrastructure development in the state, as well as pay pension arrears.
They had increased it by some 15% or so, based on project.
A look at the 2025 budget proposal for Rivers State shows that almost 70% of the total size of 1.846 trillion naira that is now being pushed for Senate approval is earmarked for capital spending.
Our committee also notes with satisfaction the fact that over 70% of this budget, as proposed, is going into capital expenditure.
The Senate is expected to continue with its deliberations on the revised 2025 budget proposal for Rivers State, placed before them by the sole administrator in charge of the state. Omo Bazwai, Arise News.